Okay. That's fine. Thank you for loaning me your packet. Well, good afternoon and welcome to the last finance meeting of 2024. And so we are going to get started with the items that we have on our agenda. If you are joining us online and you'd like to make public comment, please use the virtual hand and Jennifer will recognize you and you'll be given the opportunity to speak. If you're joining us here in the committee room, if you'd make sure that all of your personal devices are turned to manners mode, it would be appreciated. And if you approach the podium, please make sure to identify yourself for the record. With that, we'll start with the first item.
Number 6A, application for a bar and grill liquor license filed with the city clerk's office for Rock Ranch LLC doing business as Nellie's, 4020 Airport Parkway, Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Staff report, please.
Madam Chair, member of the committee, Kylie Soden, City Clerk's Office. The application before you is for a bar and grill license for Rock Ranch LLC doing business as Nellie's. The application has been reviewed by applicable city departments and the Wyoming Liquor Division, and requirements of the application have been met. I am available for any questions you may have.
Thank you. Are there any questions from committee? And I believe, Kylie, that you said that this will leave us with 4 bar and grill licenses.
Through you, Madam Chair, that is correct. Oh, I'm sorry, there will be, yes, 4.
4. Okay, thank you. Any questions? No. Okay, public comment. Hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to approve.
Second.
Here we have a motion by Councilman White and a second by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, just for the record, the owners of this establishment spoke to governing body at for their public hearing at the last meeting, and I just want to wish them luck.
Thank you. Any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 This item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. Next item, please.
Number 19, ordinance third reading, amending chapter 2.16.010 of the municipal code of the city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, requiring the city treasurer to annually evaluate and report to the governing body any outstanding debt owed to the city by any city board, council, or commission member.
Okay, staff report, please.
Yes, ma'am. No updates since our further counts or since any of our past council meetings.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Johnson. Are there any questions or comments from committee? No? Okay, any public comment? Okay, hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to approve on third and final reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman White, a second from Councilman Johnson to approve. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
This item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. Next item, please.
Number 29, resolution, amending the City of Cheyenne 2024 Program Year Annual Action Plan prepared by the Cheyenne Housing and Community Development Division.
Staff report, please.
There we go. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and City Council Finance Committee. I am Amy Gorby. I'm the Community Development Block Grant Manager for the City of Cheyenne, and we receive entitlement funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The City of Cheyenne is required to develop an annual action plan, and I'm here to present a proposed amendment for the current year's plan for 2024. The proposed amendment allows for the reallocation of funds that were originally allocated to Habitat for Humanity of Laramie County. These funds were returned due to project timeline constraints and funding period limitations. This amendment will use the reallocated funds to provide a much needed playground upgrade for the Optimus Park Playground in South Cheyenne, which meets the HUD national objectives and is in line with our current con plan goals. This is a 30-day public comment period open until December 23rd, 2024 for anyone who's interested in reviewing the proposed amendments, which are available online at the library and in the clerk's office. The funding realignment And this project, for Habitat in this project are detailed in the amendment, and I stand for questions.
Yeah, are there any questions from committee? I did have one question for you, Amy. This is old money. So what is the date that it has to be obligated by?
We're hoping to have these funds spent down by May of 2025, or as much of those funds as we can. Unfortunately, Habitat wasn't able to meet those funding obligations and opted to return the funds. The Optimus Park Playground project had been submitted for funding back, I believe, in 2022. So we had the application, and our advisory council discussed using the funds for this project, which they weren't at that time able to fund in its entirety.
We should note that it is an ADA accessible playground.
That's correct. There will be ADA improvements. And Jason, you may want to speak to this if there's an ADA component or guidelines.
Madam Chair, Jason Sanchez, Community Rec and Events. There will be ADA compliant components included in this playground, and we'll also change the safety surfacing to a synthetic turf, where we started using those in a couple other playgrounds and have had luck with them. So we'll use that versus the engineered wood fiber.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from committee? Any public comment? Hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman White, a second from Councilman Cook. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, this item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. Next item, please.
Number 32, resolution designating local banks as depositories for municipal funds.
Staff report, please.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and council members. I am Brenda Moreau, the Deputy City Treasurer. Wyoming Statute 9-4-817 requires municipalities to keep their funds deposited in national banks and banks incorporated under the laws of the state. Annually, the city solicits local depositories for its interest in holding our funds. The banks currently holding our funds and those interested in our business are listed in the resolution before you. I will stand by for any questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any questions from committee? One of the questions I had, Brenda, is are all of these interest-bearing accounts, or are they allowed to be under state statute?
They are interest bearing. Where we currently have our money is interest bearing. I wouldn't know on the other ones because it would just depend on the account that we chose if we decided to go with somebody like that.
Are there any new ones that are on this list that than we've used previously? I didn't either.
I don't think so.
I know that FNBO is, I think was on last year's list, but is kind of a newer player to the game. So. Okay, any other questions or comments? Any public comment? Hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Madam Chair, I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman White, a second from Councilman Cook. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. Next item, please.
34B, memorandum of understanding between the city of Cheyenne and Laramie County, Wyoming to provide public transportation services to Laramie County Community College and for an area of Laramie County immediately adjacent to the city.
Staff report, please.
Vicki Nemechek, Public Works. This is an MOU with the county, with Laramie County, and it does provide for transit services. The MOU also will allow $93,000 of non-federal funds so that we can use it for matching, which is revenue to the city in order to provide those services. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from committee? My only question is, have we done a analysis to find out if this actually covers our expenses to provide the service?
Vicki Nemechek, Public Works. We haven't done an analysis specifically, but we did receive a $5,000 increase. Last year it was $88,000. This year it's $93,000. We do ask for an increase on a regular basis.
Great, thank you. Any other questions or comments from committee? Any public comments? Hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to approve in an amount of $93,000.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman White, a second from Councilman Cook. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, I'd just like to say I'm really pleased to see this transportation service provided to LCCC. I think it's going to be, I think it's probably much needed and will be well utilized.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councilman Cook?
Nope.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 This item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. Next item, please.
Number 34C, memorandum of understanding between the City of Cheyenne, Cheyenne Police Department, Memorial Hospital of Laramie County doing business as Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, Volunteers of America, HealthWorks, Community Action of Laramie County, Wyoming Department of Corrections, Laramie County Sheriff's Office, District Attorney, Drug Court and Treatment Court Programs, Laramie County, and the Office of the State Public Defender for Laramie County Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Lead Program Policy Coordinating Group.
Yikes. Okay, staff report.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the Finance Committee. I'm Joel Hickerson with the Cheyenne Police Department. What you have before you is a updated MOU to the LEAD program. You guys are well aware that the LEAD program helps us to divert persistent offenders of low-level crimes into non-criminal justice avenues to help them ideally recover some sense of balance within their lives to where they become productive members of our community rather than being those low-level criminals. Within this MOU, as you heard, there's many more stakeholders in hand now. That allows us to share information between those stakeholder groups to better tend to those individuals who are needing assistance and services to get them that footing they need to move forward. With that said, I stand by for any questions.
Thank you. It should be noted for those that are in the audience and online that there is no money exchanging hands in this MOU. It is strictly a collaboration of services. Any questions or comments from the committee?
Just a comment.
Okay, Councilman Johnson.
I just want to commend these guys on the work they do. This is a very, very, very worthwhile program. Thank you guys so much.
All right, that is echoed here. Any other comments or from committee? Any public comments? Councilman Laybourne.
Thank you. I was curious, I didn't see a report of how successful this has been in the past. Is there some sort of analysis that we can look at? I know that it's a super important program and difficult to manage, but how's it gone up to this point?
Lieutenant Hickerson.
Madam Chair, through you, I'm happy to get our annual reports from our lead diversion directors to show you that it has been effective. We have dozens of participants at this moment that are actively participating, and we're providing the much needed services. I'm more than happy to provide you what you need to get a better feel for that and feel more comfortable with that.
Councilman Laybourne.
Madam Chairman, well, obviously this would be information for the entire council, not just me, but I look forward to reviewing it.
Thank you. And if we can get that before the meeting on Monday, that'd be great, Joel.
Certainly.
Yeah. Any other public comment? Hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman White, a second from Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 This item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. Next item, please.
Number 36B, consideration to purchase between the City of Cheyenne and Spieth Gymnastics for the purchase of gymnastics equipment for the new Cheyenne Gymnastics facility from Recreation Fund and Lotto proceeds.
Staff report, please.
Madam Chair, Jason Sanchez, Community Rec and Events. As described in the introduction from Jennifer, this is to purchase the competition equipment for a new gymnastics facility. We're asking to make this purchase through Spieth, because in conducting our research for the purchase, we found that we would have to purchase through multiple distributors to make this one purchase. They don't sell everything, Spieth does. The funds to pay for this, again, would come out of our rec funds and some lotto proceeds. In the meantime, I am trying to secure sponsorships though to help offset the cost. With that, and with this purchase, it's should be noted that we're probably a few weeks from moving into our new facility. Our contractor is well ahead of schedule, and we're really excited about moving in. Ask for your support, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Any questions from committee? I had two questions for you. What will that leave the lotto proceeds account at after this purchase?
Madam Chair, I'll get you the exact number. We do have some funds allocated. We use some for the bleacher purchase over at Junior League. We're using some at Dutcher to help with the restroom renovation. And then we do have a little bit left from the latest allotment this fiscal year, but I'll get you the exact number.
Great, thank you. Okay, any other questions or comments from committee? Any public comment? Hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to accept the bid in an amount not to exceed $200,518.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman White, a second from Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion? Councilman White?
Madam Chair, I'd just like to say I drove by the new facility last weekend, and I just can't believe the progress that's been made on it. It's just seems like it wasn't that long ago when we went to sign the
Yes.
pillars and had the groundbreaking. So to see that it's almost complete is amazing.
Will be a nice Christmas gift for all of those kiddos that participate in that program. So, okay, any other comments, discussion from committee? All in favor, say aye.
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 This item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. We did have some other items that were added to our agenda. So next item, please, Jennifer.
Other items, number A, contract between the City of Cheyenne, Office of Youth Alternatives, and the Laramie County Community Juvenile Services Joint Powers Board for a juvenile diversion coordinator to provide diversion-related services, revenue to the city.
Staff report, please.
Chairman Aldridge and committee members, Jay Sullivan, the Director of Youth Alternatives. This contract will allow Youth Alternatives the ability to hire a juvenile diversion coordinator that will work directly with the District Attorney's Office, particularly regarding cases involving truancy. There's been a large number of cases that have been referred to the DA's office, and I think that this will be a positive for both the youth and families in the community, the school district, and as well as the DA's office. Once again, the amount of this contract will be $156,000 some change for an 18-month period. The contract is set to go into effect January 1st, and once we have that in place, we will be looking to hire that individual.
We should note that that is revenue to the city.
Correct. Revenue to the city, no general fund monies will be utilized in this position.
Are there any questions from committee? I just have a comment that I'm thrilled to see that the district is actually taking action on this because for a lot of times for a lot of years, there's been no truant officer and no follow through by the district on truants. So, okay. Any public comment? Okay, hearing or seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to approve in an amount of $156,251.30.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman White, a second from Councilman Cook. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this item will move forward with a recommendation to approve at the next meeting of the council. Last item, please.
And letter B, contract modification number 1 to contract number 7772 between the City of Cheyenne and State of Wyoming Office of State Lands and Investments to increase the grant award from $1 million to $1,421,212 for the Van Buren Avenue Storm Sewer Interceptor Project from Wyoming State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, ARPA funds.
Staff report, please.
Madam Chair, members of the Finance Committee, Tom Cobb, City Engineer. As indicated, this was good news for us. We received additional without even asking for it. The state gave us another $421,212 for our Van Buren project. We apologize for the item being placed under other business, but we weren't notified until December 10th that we had to get this done. And obviously the deadline for the ARPA funds is the end of this month. So again, apologize, but I think this is good news because it's revenue to us to help apply to the project that's already complete. With that, I'll answer any questions you might have of me.
I'm thinking maybe we should just refuse it under those terms, right?
That's
This
it.
is our Finance Committee meeting of the year. So any questions or comments from committee? Councilman Cook? Okay, hearing or seeing none. Any public comment?
Can I
Okay.
Do the last one, Jeff? right.
Okay.
Well, no, you're so gracious, Mr. White. Madam Chair, I move to approve in an amount of $421,212.00.
We have a motion from Councilman Cook and a second from Councilman White. Is there any discussion? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Okay, this item will move forward with a recommendation to approve, and Jennifer has an announcement.
Announcement for calendar year 2025, starting Monday, January 6th of 2025, the Public Services Committee will meet on Mondays at 12 o'clock noon, and the Finance Committee will meet on Tuesdays at 12 o'clock noon in room 104 of the Municipal Building at 2101 O'Neill Avenue.
Thank you all. Go ahead,
Madam-
Councilman White.
Madam Chair, before we adjourn, I just want to thank Councilman Cook and Councilman Johnson for their service on city council all these many years. It's been a real privilege personally and professionally for me to have served with them, and I wish them both all the best.
Councilman Cook, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I guess I thought we still had one on the 30th, but that would be a 5th week. So yeah, this really is the last one. I just thank you all. I appreciate having the opportunity to have worked with a lot of you for 12 years. So I've enjoyed it. I know I haven't always necessarily been enjoyable myself to interact with, but yeah, well. But anyway, thank you all. I've appreciated working with a lot of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Cook, and thank you, Councilman Johnson, for your service. With that, there will be a lot of change in January. I believe that Councilman White and I are both moving to the Public Service Committee. So for those of you that we've harangued on finance, you'll have new people to harangue you. So thanks so much. Have a great holiday season. And with that, this meeting is adjourned.